You are the icing on my cake. You are the smile I can't replace. You are the way you smile, the way you laugh, the way I can't help but catch your joy, your joy. Metaphorically, this song just says one thing: I love you.
Well, hello there. My name is Jordan, and here on YouTube I make beauty videos. So this is my second channel. It is called Jordan Matisse 2, and my main channel is called Jordan Matisse 1. Pretty simple. And on this channel I plan on doing a lot of food videos, craft videos, any kind of more laid back video I feel like doing. You might even see some daily vlogs. Also on this channel I'm going to be doing a regular Tasty Tuesday video, which means every Tuesday I am going to be uploading any kind of food video. And today I thought I would start off with my all-time favorite dessert. It is called cake pops. About a year ago, my sister and I discovered cake pops, and we started making them regularly, and we love to bake already, so we come up with cool designs. We did what did we do? Sunflowers. One time we came up with a hippopotamus. Basically, we love cake pops, so we started to make them and sell them at our local farmers market on Saturday mornings, and then people kind of discovered about us, and they asked us to do weddings, retirement parties, but we didn't really get into it. The one thing we did do was a retirement party, and it was a lot of fun, but we realized after a while that it was taking up a lot of time, and it wasn't really worth it, so we kind of stopped doing it as a business thing, and we just kind of did it for fun. So my favorite flavor for cake pops is chocolate cake, but you can make literally any flavor you want. All you're doing is you're taking the cake and you're taking the frosting that comes with the cake and you're mixing them together and creating a ball and sticking it on a stick. Today I made these for a friend's birthday and she wanted vanilla, so I decided to use a yellow, really dense cake that involved 8 eggs. Crazy, I know. The recipe is from Martha Stewart, so if you want to get it off of her, you can go to her website and check it out. But everything will be shown in the video, how I make the cake, how I make the cake pops. So I hope you're excited to learn how to make these tasty little treats, and remember to subscribe if you want to see my Tasty Tuesday every single Tuesday. It will be food related, anything. It could be a smoothie or a full course meal or maybe cookies, I don't know. If you have requests, leave them in the comments below, or you can tweet me at #TastyTuesdays. Okay, I'm rambling too much. We're gonna get started. Let's get started. So what you're gonna need for the cake batter is, it says you need cake flour, but if you don't have cake flour, I'm gonna show you what you can use. You're also gonna need baking soda, baking powder, sugar, salt, butter, buttermilk, vanilla, and 8 eggs. Normally I would use 3 cups of cake flour and 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, but right now I do not have any cake flour. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use all regular flour, but I'm gonna sift it very, very well. If you don't have a real sifter, like me, you can use any kind of spaghetti strainer or anything that has small tiny holes through it. So that's all my flour sifted, and now I'm going to add 2 1/4 teaspoons of baking powder. Alright, now at this point you're going to want to add 1.5 teaspoons of coarse salt. Now I'm adding 3/4 teaspoons of baking soda. And all you're going to want to do is stir that together and set it aside. Now to my mixing bowl I am going to add 9 ounces of butter, which is 2 sticks and 2 tablespoons, and make sure this is unsalted butter. You're also going to want to make sure it's softened, so at room temperature. And then also I'm going to add 2 1/4 cups of sugar. And you're going to want to cream this together until it is light and fluffy. Yep. Okay, that consistency is light and fluffy. Let me show y'all's. So this is the part that makes this cake a yellow cake and really dense and moist. 5 whole eggs and 3 egg yolks. Oh my goodness. So what you're gonna do is add 1 egg at a time and beat in between each egg. Now when it comes to separating eggs from the yolks, all you're gonna do is crack it in half and then move it from side to side until all you get is the yolk. Alright, so now I'm gonna finish off the batter with altering in 3 additions my dry ingredients and my wet ingredients. And in here, I have 2 cups of buttercream at room temperature and 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. So this needs to be at room temperature, and I'm gonna start off with my dry ingredients, and then I'm gonna add my wet, and then dry, then wet, and I'm gonna finish off with the dry. So let's get started. And if you notice that every time you start your mixer up, flour goes everywhere, just take a towel and then go. All right, we're done with the batter now. Do you want some cake, Katie? Do you want some cake? No? Okay. Oh, and a little tip for all of your dirty dishes and stuff, just put them on a random baking pan, or if you have a really big bowl. I haven't even cleaned up, and look how clean this is. This is like the cleanest baking I have ever done. And all the dirty stuff is right there. Okay, now you're gonna wanna put your batter into any kind of cake pan. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to butter the bottom and the sides of all of mine though. Alright, so now we're gonna make the frosting, and you're gonna need 1.5 to 2, depending on how much frosting you want, but I'm gonna use about 1.5, it's a little bit more, of butter. You're gonna want this room temperature, kind of mushy. You can use it a little bit melted even. And you're gonna wanna beat that till it's creamy and fluffy. Alright, so now we're going to slowly add some powdered sugar. You're just gonna add about 1/2 cup at a time, then beat it, then add another half, then beat it. Add it until you get the consistency you want. Really, it can be kind of anything since we're just gonna be mixing this with the cake. So just keep adding it until it's a good frosting consistency. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of vanilla now. And I'm gonna scrape down my edges. And add some more powdered sugar. Alright, so my frosting's done, but I'm gonna set that aside. And now I have my 2 cakes here. They are cooled down, and I have some harder edges here, but I'm just gonna cut those off because we don't want any hard bits in the cake pop mixture. You shouldn't get the hard corners and stuff, but the only reason I did was because I had so much cake batter and I didn't have another baking pan that I had to fill them up pretty much almost all the way. So if you can see how thick they are, it's like the center wasn't cooked and this part just kept getting harder. So that's the reason I have them, so I'm just cutting them off. You can eat them later or now. And now I'm going to cut each side in half, and you're just gonna wanna take those 2 pieces, whichever you got, and rub them together. And as you can see, all those little bits come off, and that's what we want. And when we're all done, we're basically gonna have a pile of crumbs. All right, so now we have a big pile of crumbs, which is exactly what we want. So now we're gonna take our frosting, and what you wanna do is just dollop it onto the cake. And then you're just gonna, once again, work it in with your hands. so this is what you should be left with, a giant ball of cookie crumbs and frosting. And a good test to see if you added enough frosting is to just take a handful, form a ball, roll it into a circle, and as long as it doesn't fall apart, it's good. I can always tell if it is ready because sometimes I won't add enough frosting and I'll roll it and it'll fall apart in my hand. So when I know I can grab some, form the ball, and like roll pretty good, and it still stays in a circle and doesn't fall apart, I'm ready to move on. So now we're ready to start melting the chocolate and coating them. Alright, so to melt my chocolate to dip the cake pops in, I have a double boil going here, but this is kind of a strange one. What you're gonna need is you just need a pan full of water, and then anything that is heat, safe, I guess. Right here, and you're gonna be putting your chocolate in here. Make sure the bottom is not touching the water though. And then since this is like a weird bowl, it has a handle, I have to put this here so that it doesn't touch the water, but there it is, basically my little double boil. I'm using 2 different chocolates. I'm using just semi-sweet Hershey's chocolate, and that is what I'm going to dip the entire cake pop into, and that's what's going into this double boil. And then I am going to use white chocolate for the top of the cake pops, because I'm making them into a cupcake kind of design, so this is going to be the top. I'm going to color this a couple different colors as well. So this is going in here, and then this I'm just going to melt in the microwave. I'm going to pour my chocolate into my double boiler. I'm going to start off with 2 bags, and then if I need more than that I can add more. And the reason I am using chocolate instead of candy coating is just because I like the taste more. Chocolate is a lot more real. Candy coating is just made of a bunch of fake sugar. So I'm using chocolate, and I would use candy coating if it was the summer or if it was really hot. Chocolate melts a lot easier than candy coating. So if you're planning on making these for an occasion where you're going to be outside or it's summer, it's hot, I would use candy coating. Candy coating comes in a lot of colors, but you can just get white chocolate if you're going to use chocolate and color it whatever color you want, which is I'm going to do today. So while my chocolate is melting, I'm going to make some cake balls. And all you're going to want to do is just grab some in your hand, mold it into a circle, and lay it on the pan. So how you make the cupcake shape is you're just going to take some of the mixture and you're going to push it down into all of the little dents. So make sure it really fills the whole mold. And then you want to just form the top so that it's tallest at the top, because when you look at a cupcake, obviously like the swirl goes up and then it's pointy at the top. So just make sure your cupcake looks like that. And then you're just gonna press it out of the bottom. And there you go. A cute little cupcake cake pop. Now this mold is a lot harder to do because sometimes the cake mixture gets stuck in the little points. I'll show you how I do it, but it is harder to do. So if it doesn't look perfect, I'm sorry. Too much. So you're gonna take the mixture, push it down into the mold, make it tallest at the top, and then there you go. Another cute little cupcake. So you're just gonna keep doing that until all your cake mixture is gone. So now that your cake pops have chilled in the freezer for about 10 minutes, you're going to want to take your stick and dip it into the chocolate about 1 centimeter to 2 centimeters deep. And then you're going to stick that into the bottom of your cake pop. Don't go all the way through, just go about 3/4 of the way. Here you can see you just want to dunk it until it hits that other chocolate barrier, and then you're going to just let the rest drip off. Now, as for the cake balls, you're just going to want to grab it with a spoon and a fork, coat it in chocolate, and then let the rest of the chocolate drip off onto the fork. And then you're going to lay it on the sheet to dry. It's okay if chocolate runs down the sides, it's just gonna create a flat surface. Alright, so the first coating on my cake pops is done. And you can see here the indents on this one. This was a really pointy, sharp one. I like this one more than the other one. Here's one with just the smoother sides. You can still see them, but they're not as strong. And as for the stand, I got it from Hobby Lobby. It really comes in handy with when you're trying to dry them. If you don't have this or you can't get your hands on it, a piece of styrofoam works really well. You just stab some holes into it and then the sticks go right into it. And then as for the cake balls, all I did was sprinkle some sprinkles on top and then I put them in this bowl. These are really good, you just grab and go. Alright you guys, so I'm going to show you now how to package the cake balls. So all you're going to do is you're going to take your cake ball and then you're going to just need one of these little plastic baggies. You can get these at Hobby Lobby, Walmart. They come in about packs of 50. So you're going to just open your baggie, put the cake ball in it. Alright, so you have it in the bag and then you're just going to take any kind of ribbon and then tie it around. So here's the final product. It's a perfect size. It has a flat bottom since we put them on the pan when they were drying. And so they stand up perfectly if you're laying them on a table or anything. And then to finish off my cake pops, I'm going to melt this white chocolate and dip the tip of this into it, and then I'm also going to color the white chocolate pink so they have pink tops, and then I'm going to put some sprinkles on the top as well. You want to make sure that these are pretty dry. They don't have to be completely dry, but you do want them to be fairly dry or else the chocolate will just fall off. So these are fully dry and I'll show you how to do it now. Make sure you microwave your chocolate on 50% power or else you will burn it. Alright, so I have this purple color and all I'm going to do is you just want to take the cake pop, turn it upside down, and dip it in until it hits where the rivets are. And then let the rest tap off. Now if you can get a little swirl like that, it looks really cute. And then you can take whatever sprinkles you want and put them on top. So there you have it. There is your cupcake cake pop.
Of my time, your inspiration to this rhyme. You are the apple of my eye, the sweet sunshine.
Really easy to just go like that. Oh.
You are the smile I can't replace. You are.